Hi everyone, it's Daniella with a new video. I'm so glad you're here. I think you're gonna like it. I've had some requests that I keep saying, you don't need to watch me put glue on a cereal box, and people want to see how I make the covers. And we're gonna start there today because I am making a junk journal for a swap in Junk Journal Junkies, and it's a, let me get it right, Victorian Steampunk Oddities Junk Journal swap. So I got a bunch of, I had some, I got the Steampunk Voyage printable from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. Peculiar Ancestry, that one I got because I couldn't think of any better steampunk oddities. And then some Miss Lady Faye Ephemera and Gentlemen and Scholars Ephemera bits. So that's what I'm using. I also got this pad of paper from Downton Abbey. I've never seen the show. I got it from HSN because it was on clearance, but it's thick cardstock. It says it's 210 GSM, and you can see it's pretty thick. So I'm also using that. Everything is cut. Everything is ready, and I'm ready to show you how I do the covers. These are the awesome, thick, chunky signatures that are going to go in them over there. This journal is 8 by 5 1/4. Want to make sure to tell you that. And I like using a cereal box and thick cardstock. I've used regular chipboard, thick cardboard chipboard in 3 separate pieces, the front cover, back cover, and spine. And the paper, the spine, was kind of holding them together. The cereal box may not be as thick, but because it's all one piece, the book will stay together better. You know, when you only have a gap in paper in between, you could put your nail right through it. So this, I think, gives the book better integrity, and if you use a nice thick cardstock, then you've got a really thick, good book. So that's where I start. It's 2 top papers. They're so pretty. They are from one of those Ephemera's Vintage Garden kits. Those are going to go on top of my covers. So I have my front, my back, and this is the outside spine. And this one is the inside spine. And I messed up, and instead of making the outside spine longer to wrap around, I made it the right size, so I made the inside one a little longer. So we're going to do the covers, and I'll put this in the inside and jump. So cut your cereal box to whatever size you need. The total size of this box is 10.5, and like I told you, it's 8 inches high. This spine is 2 inches. So I measured my paper to be, the rectangle is 8 by 5 1/4, and then I added another half, between a half and 1/4 of an inch around the 3 sides, and I scored it with my scoring board, Martha Stewart, so that I knew that it was nicely creased and it would fit. These corners, where did I put my scissor? Okay, we'll use these. When my dog was a puppy, he ate the tip of my scissors, but that's okay. You don't want this bulky corner here. I don't want to zoom in too much because I'm afraid then you won't be able to see. Let's see. Okay. Will we fit? Everybody be good? Yeah, we'll fit. What do you? Notes all over the place. You don't want this bulkiness, so you do want to cut the corner, but you don't want to cut you want to kind of round it around the corners, the best way I could put it. That. See, it's more rounded instead of a perfect square. You want to kind of go, I'm showing it good enough, a little bit around, like that. Because then, okay, then you can tuck these little bits in. You'll see. So I made sure I wrote my direction and front cover, otherwise I know I would mess everything up. So I put my PVA glue. That's my favorite. I put it on here instead of on the box, because then I can move it into the position I want. If I put it on the box, I feel like then I'm kind of just smushing it, and I don't want to smush it. So I'm going to do that. Put my box where it belongs. Add my, see, I'm out of frame. Add my paper, and I put it a little bit further than the very edge. And the good thing about pre-scoring it is then you know it's in the right spot. Because now, as you see, everything lines up. Now on the inside, we have our flaps. But before we get to them, take our Post-it note up, get a gift card. I should have been prepared. And scrape towards these outer, scrape towards the folds, because then if any glue comes out, it goes on the folds. And back like that. Make sure on this side I do a little squishing. Make sure everybody is right by double checking your folds. And now we add glue to the folds. I'm going to have to put you this way. And glue here, right? And here. And here. And I push the long side down first. And then I go to the outer sides. You kind of got to push your corner in a little bit. Making sure that guy, where did I put? I'm going to lose my head today. If it wasn't attached, it would be lost. Make sure it's the corners. I usually use something smaller. Push them in. Push your corners in with your bone folder. Make sure they're nice and neat. Let me flip you without losing you. On that side, squish you down. This guy probably should have taken some off of. He's hanging out a little too much. So I'm going to cut that off a little bit. Perfect. Excellent. So let me back out. I hope you saw that. Okay. scrape around the outer edges and zoom in a little bit more. Ta-da! Beautiful cover. You would do the same exact thing on the back. It's already been 10 minutes. I don't want to keep you too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the back cover and I'll be right back and we'll do the inside. Okay, so the back side is on just like the front side. So now we're going to do this inside spine so I can fold it over to the front. And again, I measured the 2 inches and I scored it. I always do 2 scores because I like to give it room around the bend. And we're doing this the exact same way. This is so easy. When a book, when the cover, I mean a hard-covered book, for example, the cover is all one piece. And I just find that if I need a thicker book, it's easier to add the cardstock or chipboard or whatever to the cereal box because at least it's all one piece. So what I did there is I put the glue, and because I pre-folded it and double, triple, quadruple checked it, I know that it fits there and here and here. So now, once again, old credit card or whatever you have. Well, these come in the mail all the time, you know, they send you, oh, here, have this credit card. And you're like, no, but thank you, because I can use it to spray paint and glue and everything else. So, got a little bit of glue sticking out, but that's okay. Now we fold. You don't have to be as careful because the paper's already pre-scored. Look, did I not put glue on this side? I missed a spot. Am I crazy or what? Let me add some glue in here. Just slip a little bit in there like that. I thought by putting it in the middle it would spread. And you know, if you use, you know, some glues, they dry clear, so. Okay, so where was I? Alright. In the front. Now we have to glue this to flip over because we want to cover the cardboard. And like I said, I normally do it the other way, where the front spine would cover, but I messed it up. I don't know what I was thinking. Probably the since I wasn't thinking, obviously, right? So now we just squish it, make sure everybody is good ends. Put glue on my hand, wipe it off on my pants. Carefully bend. You don't want to tear your paper. Even though it's pre-scored, it could still tear. And you see, I told you I like to leave space. So now, you see when you bend it, it's flexible over the bump that is the cereal box. So, I'm going to squish this one down a little bit more. Careful though, because once you have glue, then your paper is wet, and wet paper likes to rip, and you do not want that to happen. This is going to be a super long video because I'm showing you all of this fun stuff. And here's something exciting. For the first time, I'm actually going to let the binding be the sewing seen on the outside of the book. What? I always hide my binding. It's a weird thing that I do, but I do. Anyway, we'll be doing that next, but this is my front inside cover, and this is my back inside cover. And now we just glue these on the exact same way. You cut them a little smaller so that you see that outline from the paper that we folded over from the cover. So take this guy, group him over. I always like to put little post-it notes and stuff on my pages and stuff so I don't put anything upside down or anything like that. Now I'm just looking to see if it's got an even border all the way around. I think it's looking amazing. Once again, scrape and scrape and scrape. What's up with you? Oh, you're there, okay. And later, if you see that, oh, I didn't get glue here or there, you can always add some more. No big deal. Cover, inside cover. Glue, 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 glue. And flip. Yeah. This is now a total of 15 minutes, but I'll tell you what, that's pretty much like a world record for me or something. I'm usually not quite as speedy as I am today, so that's kind of cool. Awesome. So, scrape, 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 and flip. Now, I have these two that are going to go in the middle here. Oh, not quite the middle because I'm going to put the spine on. So let me glue these on. I'll be right back. I glued the little covers from Ephemera's Vintage Garden on, and I have all of these really, really, really pretty die cuts, and I have a cameo and some gauze, and it's going to be so pretty. But for right now, this is the base. Both of them got nice cardstock on a cereal box, and this is matte photo paper. It's pretty thick. So I glued my outside spine so that we could easily, I say the word easily as if this is truly going to be easy. Okay, ready? We're going to just butt it right up, just like that. And while it's wet, we can squish it if we need to. No, I'm just squishing it like this, moving it. PVA glue is a very forgiving glue, thank goodness. Okay, take the card, squish, 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 squish. I also pre-inked the edges with, of course, what else would I use? Vintage photo. With junk journals, tea-dyed paper and all of that, it's hard to use a permanent ink because it bleeds through. So there's the spine, there's the front so far, and the back, and we open. I can remove these. These are the inside covers and inside spine, and we did it. We made an entire book, and I have to let this sit and dry, and then we will be sewing our signatures in, and the signatures are completely done. I put the stamping, I did everything on it, so when I come back, we will do that. We'll let this guy dry, and now I will see you in a little while. Bye. Okay, who's ready to sew? Yay! Let me pull you out a little bit, because it seems like, I don't know, you might need to get that close again. I did all of my lines down and across. 4 signatures, 3-hole pamphlet stitch. On the back, I put a brad through a piece of seam binding, and I glued it in here in the middle, and then I put this pretty pearl with like rhinestones all around it to cover the brad. I didn't want to use a wraparound binding because I want to make this pretty, but I want to put it here. I'm going to try to make the prettiest around the seam binding, and if my partner doesn't want it, they can snip it off and it'll be awesome. So I poked holes in all my signatures with my usual foam mat paper piercer, and they're all ready to go. So let's get started. First I'm going to go through the envelope. This is my first signature, and then I will go through the middle hole using a thinner needle this time because I kind of feel like my needle makes, oh, it's just out. My needle tends to, the eye of the other needle that I use seems like it ends up making the holes a little bit bigger, and I'm trying to keep it tight because these are thick signatures. First I pull it through just the signature, but when I get to the end, which I am not at yet, but I'm just doing this, I like to put a piece of washi and tape it down. Then I won't pull my thread all the way through and be like, "Grr." So, through the middle, of the book. I don't think it, where's my front? Is it front? So this is the first signature, so we go through the middle hole of the first line of holes, and it's on the outside. Trying to make sure you can see, but I'm wondering, that's why I think I may need to zoom you in. Could be too much, might be just right. We'll find out in a second. And we've pamphlet stitched and sewn and everything before, so I'm not going to spend a great deal of time videoing my fabulous sewing. Ha! I almost got my thread tangled already and I didn't even get to the second stitch. So, up here at the top, first hole on the top, needle in first. I just feel like this hooked needle is easier for getting through the signatures. This needle is also very good when you do the Coptic stitch. It's awesome. I did a video on the Coptic stitch not that long ago. I'm just trying to tighten everybody up. Get back to my center. Take my needle, put it through the top hole of the signature. Hug partially through. I don't like to have to go through like one piece of paper at a time. Like try. Ah, see? To be like that, can you see? Good. And there's a little hole. I only think this is the only one that got it in the envelope, because it was only supposed to be the one, but this envelope got crazy and moved. Put it to him in a second. Let's get our thread pulled without knotting and getting it all kooky. Now when we tighten, it will not only tighten my top, it'll also keep the middle tight. So situate my book. Pull. Nice. Pop this through the envelope. Just slightly weird. I almost want to skip it, but then I'll throw everything off. The world will explode if I skip the stitch. I'm trying to put this in one stupid envelope hole. You can see it's taking me 3 days. Oh my heck. Yeah, okay, right on. Allow me to spin. And do it like this. Hole. Needle. Disco. There you go. Pull it through. Yes, it's been, is it 6 minutes? I sure hope so. Just try not to make this the longest video on a 3-hole pamphlet stitch in the history of bookmaking, junk journal making, any kind of bookmaking. Although I do have a habit of having every single video be too long. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. Okay, now we're going to the bottom. Now that you saw me yanking on thread, here's the bottom hole. You can probably even see it from there. And put it through, just had it, pulled it out, sorry. See? And while we're here, pull it out. And put it in the bottom hole of the book. See, what I figured was I would try doing this because I've never done this, so I thought it would be cool to, I don't know, switch it up a little bit, you know, but at the same time, there we go. Making sure everybody's nice and tight. If it doesn't come out good, and it's really awful, I could put paper over it. I really don't want to. I'm hoping that it comes out good. Hoping it's doing what I want it to do. I keep saying the word hope, right? Because this is not nearly as hard as I make it out to be. But, so now I'm going to try to go through both, just because the center of the signature is right there. Now, I shouldn't have done that, because now the needle came out. Okay. Pull it together, in through the book, pull it out, stop trying to be fancy and go through everything at one time, because it's not going to work. And now, you see, my thread around my binder clip that's holding my seam binding for closing the book, maybe. And now you go back in through the middle, which is right there. And now let's see. Will I be lucky? Will I not be lucky? Come on. Lucky, not lucky. Lucky, not lucky. Come on. Move thread. And go back in through the center. I'm confused. Always when I'm on camera. Why? Why? Hello? Please tell me why. It's gotta always come. Sorry, digging. Do you see this? It's right here. You think, oh, great job. No, where's the needle? Oh, good. The needle is right here. This video should say how to completely mess up your 3-hole pamphlet stitch. This should have been done 10 minutes ago. This is the easiest thing. Well, there you go, finally. And believe it, every time I'm on camera, it takes 100 years longer than it would in real time. I don't know why I have a habit of making everything look hard. What am I doing? Well, it's the biggest question, isn't it? What are you doing? Okay. Well, yeah. Tighten them up. Tighten them up. It's not tight at all. Take my other string. Somehow. Always remember also, see how the strings are on either side? That's super important. Pull your strings. Tighten up your book. Check from the outside. Make sure everybody's good and tight. And then tie a knot 2 times. That's what I like to do. 1, and 2, and that's it. 1 signature done. Take your needle. I will be using this thread for the other signatures. Where's my scissors? Here they are. I will also put a little dab of glue to make certain that my knot stays nice. Use my fine liner and a bit of glue. And that is that. Remove the washi. Wow. There we go. And then this envelope will be closed and will be the center. 1 signature down. 3 more to go. I think it's looking good, right? Okay, so now that I've spent 12 minutes being wacky, I'm going to finish this up, and I'll see you in a little bit. Bye. Hey everyone, I'm back, and my book is finished, and I'm so excited to share it with you. Sorry about my voice. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, allergies. I have no idea, but it's delightful, so please forgive me. Okay, when we left off, I had shown you that I did for the first time an outside binding, because I always hide my binding in the spine, and I'm really shocked that my binding came out so straight, and I was really, really pleased, and makes me say I'll probably do it more often. It'll save me a step. I have this pretty button on top of a brad that's holding the seam binding closure in the center. I added these little rhinestone pretties. They're from Clean & Company over these holes, but the holes here I know are covered by the seam binding. I put the bow on the back side instead of on the front. I don't know. Daring to be different. So we can open it up. I'm opening it this way just to show you the trying to show you. Well, okay, let's open in the front real quick. I'm only showing this. I'll show you the whole front in a second, but I die cut this little bird and made it so that the seam binding tucks behind him. I thought that was a little clever or ridiculous. I don't know. I have you this zoomed in though, just so you can see my seam binding. It goes like that. But behind the seam binding are the little holes for the actual binding. And I didn't cover these ones with rhinestones because I know that the seam binding covers them. So, go back over here. You're zoomed in a little too much. I did that so you could see the seam binding. No, see the outer binding that I did. So, here is the book. I am so excited about this book. Oh my goodness. I added a die cut here. I have a bunch of these cameos. I don't know where I got them from, different shapes, I'm not sure, different sizes and colors. Added a couple flowers, a bunch of little rhinestones, some more rhinestone buttons, and my little bird. And I'll zoom you back in a little bit so you can really see the cover up close. Added a bow also. And these are rhinestone, pearls, flowers, pearl, and die cut, and the gemstones, and my little bird with a rhinestone eye and a crown on his wing. So I just think this came out so cute. I am absolutely in love with it. And I think it's awesome. So now we can go inside. See if I'm too far out or not. I don't know. But the book, maybe a little closer. I just don't want you to end up out of frame. Nice, my computer's been in frame the whole time too. Sorry. Anyway, so here's the first page. Inside here I put a little library pocket and card because I add them, you know, I think I might have said that already, to all of my books. First page is a book page with a pocket, and inside I have a piece of ephemera from one of the kits from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, 2 ephemera, and a stamped tag with seam binding. Put you guys back. Over here, I have another. He's underneath this tag. It's under this paper clip, but it doesn't need to be because the butterfly is a tuck spot. And this paper clip is holding in this tag. I put triangle paper and some of these fun fluffy fibers there. I added the seam binding at the top, and this is Tim Holtz stamp. Imagination is more important than knowledge, for while knowledge defines all we currently know and understand, imagination leads us to all we might yet discover and create. Yep, I think it's a cute quote. Seems very steampunk-like. I have little ephemera bits from the kits in the pocket. From the paper bag, I have mask bags, another printable page, a tuck spot tag with seam binding, doily, ledger paper, printable that I stamped, and I have a tag here to show. These are tuck spots here. Pull you down a little bit. I made a lot of butterflies. I added Velcro. Does that surprise you? to my envelopes, which are also hiding my stitching. I didn't really have to hide it because I did it on the outside. And I just inked up this little leftover paper from the paper that I was using, the actual, scrapbook paper, which was from that Downton Abbey collection I got. So, Velcro back again. Over here, this is from the digital kit, and this is stamped, and I wrote, "Steampunk is Victorian science fiction." I saw that quote on Goodreads, and I thought it was so fun. So I added that, and again this, and some stamping. A little bag with the tag and seam binding. Another pull-out ephemera. One of my library cards that I try to add all the time from a actual card catalog, which I don't think exists. I folded this cardstock paper over and added this trim. Cute steampunk piece from the kit. I love this paper. It's got little crowns. Book paper and a bag, glassine bag with a tag, and some tickets that that whole thing comes out from the paper clip. Another the same paper clip with the, furry stuff and flag. I'm not going to pull stuff out of all of the pages. I'm going through to show you. Same thing, ephemera bits and a tag, and this big ephemera piece that I did not make into a tuck. These are from the kit. This paper is from the paper collection. Same thing here. This paper is so cool. I hope that my swap partner likes this book. Added the seam binding and tuck spot with a bunch of butterflies. Everybody knows I love butterflies. I use butterfly punches in like everything I make. More Velcro with a paper little booklet. And this little baby picture was part of the kit. The baby's in a nest. That's cute. Next page. Same butterflies. Ephemera. Library cards all in a pocket. Same stuff with a decorated paper clip. And the same. Just flipping through. In dreams, we catch glimpses of life larger than our own. I guess so, right? And a tuck. The same here. Same Velcro. All the tags have the seam binding. There are a lot of pictures of like people. And this one is a woman. I don't know if that's blurry. Straighten up, camera. Well, it's a woman with a nest. 2 eggs in it. A little peculiar, right? But it's supposed to be steampunk oddities. Neo-Victorian steampunk oddities. I hope I nailed the challenge. I'm not sure. And a lot of the things in here are pretty odd, so, but then I worry about the Victorian. I hope so. Well, it's already done, right? What are we going to do now? We have to hope that it is, and that will be awesome. I already have a partner for the swap, so I'm just getting ready to, and that guy popped open. Aha, it's a good thing we were here, so I can now I don't know, put something here. Tag. Make sure I glue that more. Another one of those. And stuff. And tuck in the Velcro on the envelope. And I remember I made a different video so I could show that the book was done and stuff. And I was so stupid. This made me laugh that this guy is just taking a photograph with an owl. It's just, that totally is peculiar, but I find it so amusing. I don't know, I think it's funny. And this, all the same. So that's about it. That's all I got. Here's the back cover, and that's it. So I hope not only that you like my book, I hope you like my video. I hope that you really understand how to make awesome cereal box cover and how it really makes your life easy, because you know the whole thing is one piece like a real book, your spine and your covers, so less chance of ripping, makes it sturdy, and the pamphlet stitch with an outside pamphlet stitch instead of a hidden pamphlet stitch like I usually do, and my flip through. So thank you so much for watching. You know how much I appreciate each and every one of you, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and like my video, give it a thumbs up if you love it, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I love reading them. If you want, you could share the video too. That would be awesome. Or just watch it and enjoy it. And I hope it's helpful to all of you or some of you. Thank you so much again. You know who you are awesome. Bye.